I'm so worried about? And what is that you're so worried about? Because I feel terrible. And I feel that I'm not going to be able to cope. Then the worst is going to happen and everything will be horrible. What specific things? I feel that things will be so terrible that I won't be able to cope. That I'm going to be so low and depressed. And I won't be able to cope with it. And that I'm going to get so low. Do you believe that it's possible to heal? I don't know anymore. Do you believe that it's possible to learn? I guess so. Keep on going back to old habits. It doesn't go away. Do you believe that it's possible to do things differently? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so what is your thoughts in your head? Okay, so what specific thoughts are in your head? What if I can't cope? What if the worst happens? Okay, then do you think, are you expecting to cope the best possible way? Yes. Do you think it's either you cope real well or not at all? Yes. What about if you cope with it? May not be perfect, but it's okay. Have you got any other thoughts? Yes. What about if I can't do it all alone? Do you feel comfortable asking for help? Is there someone that you can ask for help? I guess so, but I don't want to ask for help. But I guess I could ask for help. So you don't feel comfortable asking for help, but if needed you could ask for help. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Is there any other thoughts? Yes. What if the worst just happens? Okay, what's the worst that you fear? Being so depressed that there's no coming back, and what can happen to people when they're so depressed? And the intrusive thoughts. Okay. Why is it so difficult to cope with? Because they are intrusive and so consuming and terrible and scary, and I don't want to do something that my thoughts might tell me to do. Like what? Like ending my life. Do you want to end your life? No, I don't. The thoughts sometimes are scary. What sort of thoughts? Like, I can't cope. things won't get better, will always be like this, will get worse. Okay. Do you think that's when the mind is not feeling good in the moment? It can go down the path of the worst possible scenario? Yes. Have you tried to challenge the thoughts? Sometimes. What about, instead of saying, what if, and then the worst possible, what about if you say, what if, and then see yourself succeeding? Okay? So what are the thoughts you forgot? What if this is too much for me to cope with? Okay. Then, what if you find a way of breaking things down in a way that is manageable, in a way that is realistic, in a way that you can take a tiny little baby step at a time? What if I feel overwhelmed? Again, we just can break things down in ways that is actually manageable and possible, and look this as a road of recovery along many, many steps that are manageable. Okay? What if this feeling never goes and it's like this forever? It's terrible. Do you feel better at some point during the day? Yes. What sort of things helps you feel better? Exercising, socializing, fresh air and breathing, and learning and finding solutions. Do you feel better when you engage in those behaviors, or worse? Much better. And do you make time to engage in those behaviors? Usually yes. But today not so much. So do you think that when you look after yourself a bit more, you feel better? Yes. And when you look after yourself a bit less, because life gets on the way, you don't feel as good. That's right. So there's a possibility of feeling better. Yes. And you feel that when you look after yourself a bit more and sleep better, you actually feel better. Yes. So perhaps you just need to have something in place for the challenging moments. I guess so. So what is the one thing you can do right now to feel a little bit better? I don't know. Okay. Would you like me to suggest one? Yes. Okay. How about try to make yourself a little bit more comfortable? Okay. Can you adjust your posture? Make yourself a little more comfortable. Okay. Can you take a slow deep breath into the belly? And slowly out. Let's breathe together. Exhale. Exhale. Close one nostril and exhale. Close the opposite nostril and exhale. Take a slow breath into the belly and slowly out. Hold the shoulders up, back and down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in peace and trust. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, how about we we look towards problem solving in the future in a way that we learn and find solutions, and we have a plan in place to take small steps at a time to help cope and resolve. And remember that when we're feeling anxious, for a moment our brain thinks that the worst will happen, they won't be able to cope. Whereas the opposite is true. Whatever happens, even if the worst happens, we can still cope with it to the best of our ability. Hey, just a little playful dialogue when we're feeling a little bit anxious and thinking that things won't go our way or we won't be able to cope. So just to give a voice to the thoughts of our head, so to understand, to unpack, to unpeel, and then come up with some solutions so we'll feel more reassured. The part of us that feels anxious feels more reassured. So write those thoughts down, speak them out loud, see if you can come up with some solutions so that the part of the mind that feels anxious can feel reassured that there is a solution in place, something in place. Go for a little walk to use some of that energy, physical energy in the cortisol. Do some stretches. And do your belly breathing. Love in my heart. Big hug. Go for a little walk. And then notice 5 things you can see. 4 things you can hear. 3 things you can smell. 2 things you can touch. And 1 thing you can taste. Your mouth. Bye for now.